Did you know that nearly 83% of phishing emails sent to organizations this year were written or adapted by artificial intelligence? That means every time you open your inbox, there's a good chance a machine is trying to trick you. Even more worrying, AI-driven phishing campaigns don't just cast a wide net. They tailor messages so convincingly that, according to security researchers, phishing volumes have jumped by almost 17% in just 6 months. It's not just emails either. Those unsolicited texts urging you to update your password or click a delivery link are part of the same trend, now called smishing. In other words, we're living in an era where your phone and your laptop are both potential attack vectors, and the adversaries are as sophisticated as the technology you're using. So what has changed? Traditional phishing relied on poorly worded emails riddled with typos. Today's adversaries feed a few details into a large language model, and out comes a perfectly crafted message that sounds like your boss or your bank. That's why analysts found that 76.4% of phishing campaigns in the first half of 2025 used polymorphic AI technique. These techniques mean that every target gets a slightly different version of the same malicious message, making it harder for security filters to catch patterns and making it more believable for recipients. Adversaries have even integrated chatbots that hold conversations via SMS, coaxing you to hand over a one-time password or click a fraudulent link. This surge in AI-powered phishing and smishing isn't just an inconvenience. It's a gateway to bigger problems. Compromised credentials lead to stolen corporate data, unauthorized wire transfers, and ransomware attacks. Once inside, malware can spread laterally across networks, encrypt critical files, and demand payment. Even personal devices are at risk. Smishing campaigns often target everyday consumers with fake package deliveries or urgent bank notifications, harvesting login details, and then using them to open up more fraudulent accounts. In short, AI has given scammers the same personalization tools that legitimate marketers use, and there's no sign they'll slow down. The reassuring news is that there are well-established measures that significantly reduce exposure to these AI-driven threats. A central recommendation is the universal adoption of multi-factor authentication. Equally important is disciplined scrutiny of communications. Users should examine sender addresses and domain names carefully, hover over links to confirm their true destination, and treat unsolicited requests for urgency or secrecy as potential red flags. When a message claims to be from a known source, yet asks for sensitive information, verify it thoroughly. Education remains a cornerstone of defense. Awareness programs should evolve alongside threat techniques, equipping staff and consumers to recognize not just conventional phishing, but also smishing and vishing attempts. The next logical question is how to put those principles into practice. When I switch over to the Microsoft portal, the first thing I want to show you is how simple cyber hygiene begins. Turn on multi-factor authentication. In the Microsoft Entra ID portal, you can enforce MFA for every user. I'm going to the conditional access settings and enabling sign-in with Microsoft Authenticator or a hardware security key. What this does is add a second layer of protection so that even if someone falls for a phishing email, the stolen password isn't enough to break in. For people who hate the constant pop-ups, Entra ID's risk-based MFA means that low-risk sign-ins on trusted devices happen quietly, but anything unusual triggers an extra prompt. With that foundation in place, let's talk about catching those AI-crafted emails before they catch us. I'm opening Microsoft Defender for Office 365 and heading to Policies and Rules. Here I can ensure safe links and safe attachments are on. Those features detonate suspicious links and attachments in a sandbox before they ever reach your inbox. Under Threat Policies, I'm turning up the anti-phishing threshold, so the AI-based filter that comes with Defender does deeper linguistic and behavioral analysis. This is where Microsoft's own machine learning models identify the subtle patterns used in polymorphic phishing campaigns. Unusual sender domains, mismatched display names, or a sense of urgency that doesn't align with previous communications. The goal is to let AI fight AI. Of course, filtering alone isn't enough. People need to recognize these scams themselves. Within Defender, there's an attack simulation training module. I can create realistic phishing and smishing drills, schedule them for different departments, and then track who clicked. After each simulation, users receive targeted training that explains why the message was suspicious. This way, awareness becomes part of the routine rather than a once-a-year PowerPoint. Next, I want to implement zero trust verification across devices. In the Intune portal, I enroll corporate laptops and mobile phones, enforce device compliance policies, and enable conditional access. That means the device must be healthy, encrypted, up-to-date, and free of malware before it's allowed to access email or SharePoint. For Smishing, Microsoft Defender for Endpoint extends protection to mobile devices, scanning SMS links in real time and blocking connections to known phishing sites. Combined with Enter ID sign-in policies, you now have identity, device, and session continuously verified, a core principle of zero trust. Lastly, for those of you managing larger environments, I recommend centralizing signals in Microsoft Sentinel or the new XDR portal. By ingesting sign-in logs, email threat intelligence, endpoint alerts, and cloud app usage, the service uses its own analytics, rules, and machine learning to spot suspicious behavior across your estate. In an age where AI is both the weapon and the shield, Skysecure leverages technology solutions to stay ahead of adversaries rather than react to them. Whether you're an individual worried about that suspicious text or a business leader responsible for thousands of accounts, the message is the same. Awareness and proactive security are your best allies. By staying informed, adopting sensible habits, and partnering with the right technology providers, we can all navigate the AI-powered phishing landscape with confidence and keep our data, our organizations, and our families safe. If you'd like a practical roadmap, moving from ad hoc email filters to a unified, self-updating defense against AI-driven phishing, contact us. Together, we'll put resilient safeguards in place before the next campaign reaches your inbox.